Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, welcome to the number one podcast. At least yet, not yet, but you know it's gonna be number one soon. But listen, welcome back to the WNT episode. I believe this is the 7th one. Funny story, y'all. Oh, before we get into that, my boy Emmanuel here on my would be your right side, and then my boy.
Hello. Are we gonna have the TV on?
It's gonna like.
Oh, okay.
My boy Dan on my right side. Well, what would be your left side? You know what I mean? But look, listen. Before we get into all that, which one of y'all motherfuckers left my heater on Monday when we went to go buy that flash drive?
Oh, I have your flash drive, and I don't touch your heater.
Somebody, because when I came in this podcast, that heater was already. You know what I mean? That shit was already on. I came in here Wednesday. The whole spot was hot. Shit was burning up. My fridge was hot. The Henny bottles on my top desktop was hot. Everything was hot. I was like, nah. Light bill finna be coming up crazy.
Bro, I don't know who did that.
I don't know who did that. I don't know. One of these motherfuckers, bro.
I don't know.
Anyways, listen, y'all. Today we're gonna be talking about, a couple questions that we have already talked about. But it's funny because let me tell you a quick little story. So, before this podcast, we had already recorded. Man, my fucking fridge, man. I forgot about this shit. Listen, before we had before we did this podcast, y'all, we had already done another podcast.
Two, actually.
We did 2 podcasts that haven't been released because, shit happened. The first time, so we're used to recording the podcast with Emmanuel's phone. And so, he was the one that usually came through, he sent the videos, I got them edited, nice and neat, everything good. Well, for some reason this time, they would not send. It was storage problems. None of us had storage. Why, you may ask? I don't know. It's shit, we just, we got pictures in there, all that. And then, so we were like, you know what? Let's go buy a flash drive. Flash drive, import it into the flash drive, give it to me, import it into my phone, boom. Easy does it, right? So I go to Best Buy, spend a couple, $50. Come back to the crib. We put the flash drive in. What's going on, Emmanuel? What happened?
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, because it was on my phone. So, I kept, putting it on the flash drive. I could put it on the flash drive. It just wasn't working. It just kept saying that it cannot connect to my phone. It can't pass it. There's errors going on.
Oh
I was it was getting... Boy!
I'm sorry.
It just kept saying it wasn't working, so I told them, I was like, yeah.
And none of us are tech savvy, so it's...
And it was a fucking Thursday, y'all. Look, I release every Friday. Y'all know that, right?
It wasn't Thursday.
Was it? Yeah, it was. No, it was Wednesday when we got it. Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, because Thursdays, Emmanuel works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point is, shit didn't work, so best believe I'm returning this little shit. I'm getting my money back. I'm getting my 60
crazy
bucks.
thing is some people smoke this shit. It's like a little jewel.
Boy.
But nobody, get the fuck out of here. Look, listen. This shit did not work. So I permanently, in the second podcast, the recent one that I was going to post this last Friday, I had that shit. Everything was lit, right? I had it on my phone. I had it edited. My lady saw everything. She saw me edit everything. Bro, when I was going to import that whole video to my camera roll, I go, and that just said insufficient space. So I'm thinking, all right, now I got to delete stuff. So I go on my camera roll. I start deleting pictures, screenshots of Jose and Dylan taking shits. I start, I'm going through all my camera roll. I delete videos. I even deleted the video of the podcast. Why? Because when I was editing the video, it said it had saved. I had 59 minutes of straight good episode podcast, y'all. 59 minutes of straight laughing, straight having a good time, all that.
But look, at the end of the day, y'all don't care because it never came out. But look at this little ass clip. This proof. Oh shit, no one's talking about.
This is the video right here.
It'll be linked down below.
And dropping end of February.
It should be dropping on.
That's Jose promoting.
Oh yeah, that is my song.
Okay, not that
So
video.
if you guys haven't already, click the link down below. Go stream from the start.
Emmanuel Luna from the start.
Spotify,
Apple
SoundCloud,
Music,
Apple Music,
everything.
Amazon Prime, all that. Listen, I get the other podcast into my camera roll, and I delete everything, right? So when I come back into the editing app, my whole shit was gone. that shit said, oh, some of the videos that you used for this editing was permanently deleted. Do you wish to continue? And I said, yeah. And next thing you know, I have the 59 minutes, right? But it's literally no footage, and it's just the clips of the edits of the WNT pause, man.
So that.
So like the whole episode was gone.
It was a good ass episode too.
It's gone. Like literally permanently gone. That's a lost episode. Nobody's ever gonna get to, see that or hear it, you know what I mean, other than us. But listen, y'all ain't missing much. We're gonna, touch on a few topics here and there. I got a couple questions this time. Usually it's that boy Dylan coming through, but y'all want to know that because we ain't released the past 2 episodes. So,
and they were good ass.
And there was good ass questions, but thankfully with 3 brains, we got all the questions back. Listen, I hope y'all been doing good again. Emmanuel had just released a song. That shit's popping off right now. So again, go hit that shit in the link. If y'all haven't watched our last episode, go ahead and do that. Again, as always, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little ring bell if you haven't. But, we're going to get straight into it. Why we going to waste some time? So, let's see. Where's my phone, y'all? Oh. All right, y'all. We back. Listen. So, turns out I had the notes on my phone, but it's all good because, that boy Emmanuel came through with his. So, listen. We're going to go ahead and start.
What's the best subscribe to you right now in the comments right now?
But what the fuck is this?
What the hell, boy? Listen, yo. So before we get started into these questions, look, I know I said that shit a lot of times in this episode already, but look, it's been 3 years since quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go ahead and start off in quarantine, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people went through a lot of shit during those, first 2 years and that shit. That shit was very tough, especially for us. So,
and it's not like anybody can say they didn't go through it because it's a worldwide thing.
Yeah, that shit was a worldwide thing, and I can personally say it affected me crazy. Let me tell y'all, I was in my last year of high school, and I don't know, I've never felt like it was my last year of high school. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because we had another year. Remember?
They didn't graduate until like after a year after I did.
Oh yeah, anyway.
So I was my last year, senior year, y'all. That shit affected me crazy. I felt like my motivation was gone. I don't know, like I felt like every day was a cloudy day because I was losing connections with a lot of people, and it's funny because. We stopped going to school, at least for me, we stopped going to school for a long period to the point whenever we saw somebody we knew, it was almost awkward. And I just didn't like that. I didn't like that, especially when they knew exactly who you are and they'll look at you and they just keep walking by. And like
everybody became an introvert, everybody got anxious.
Like everybody, like in some way, form, it affected crazy. The people that I connected with the most was family, and me and Dylan can agree on that. I felt like during COVID, I was able to connect more with my family, my inner family, my inner circle. I was able to connect way more like with family. I realized how much like spending time with like your significant other or your family. Like I realized how much that shit matters, y'all. But
so how was yours?
That was my experience for quarantine.
Mine was completely different. I don't know. I've always said it. Quarantine was very tough on everybody, but I needed it. I think for me, like, at the time, like, was
so, like, you needed it, but the people dying and
everything.
No. Should I
okay, don't let me sound ignorant. Hold on.
Damn.
No,
because a lot of people went through a lot of,
No. That, yes.
But for you, it was a blessing.
Shut up. No. No, so... Damn. No.
And I caught COVID too. We all caught
COVID. Let's not talk about the time I got COVID. I gave them all COVID. No, what's it called?
Yeah.
We should talk about that. In a bit. But what's it called?
You're like, that's a good podcast.
No, but what's it called? Yeah, no, like when like COVID started, don't get me wrong, all the deaths lost, all serious matter. Like, that's really unfortunate. It really is. But, unfortunately, we all had to go through the quarantine part of it. Some people liked it more. Some people hated it. I personally was more on the liking just because I was not doing, like, the best in school because of my mental health and stuff. So,
yeah, well,
I think...
Weren't you failing?
Stop!
Bro, I was failing.
Long before failing.
I was failing civics. With a 17.
Bro, me too. 17. Hold on, I wasn't failing with no 17.
I was failing with
maybe a 38, but not a 17.
No, mine was a 17.
Which he tried to bump that shit up. He's like, mine was like a 25.
No, I was failing bad.
Yo.
And what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
My fault.
And what's it called? I was failing bad. Like up here, we were in this little noggin. We was not doing good, and I was just like, I need a fucking break. And quarantine happened. You know, the 2 weeks, ended up turning into 2 years. But I personally took it to my advantage. I was home all the time. I was able to like also reconnect with my family. If I was home all the time, I was with my grandma, I was with my mom, like you know, people that live with me. And, you know, I genuinely really liked it. I was able to get much closer to, like, my cousin who was living with me at the time. And then, coincidentally, I got closer to, well, it was Dylan at first, but that's also how I met you. Like, more as, like, a person, you know? Because we knew each other because of parties.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk too much other than just party together. And what's it called? But Dylan, since we were going to the same school... I mean, we were literally on FaceTime calls while the fucking, like, class was going on, talking about, what the fuck is this teacher saying? Or, like, you know, or, like, oh my god, did you do the homework? Send me the homework fast. Like, you know, me and, like,
I'm weak as hell.
I got really close to Dylan. I got really close to, that's it.
I'm like, that's the only one.
No, for real.
Yeah, but I feel. Yeah, I mean.
Like, I was genuinely coming over to, like, where they live every fucking day.
Yeah, might as well, like, because they was already living.
There was a point, y'all, listen, there was a point where I would, like, pull up to Dylan's house, because this is when I started, like, visiting Dylan, like, more often, and, like, every time that I pulled up to Dylan's house, Emmanuel was there.
I was already there.
That man was eating. He was already sitting down eating. He had his legs crisscross applesauce. He had no shoes on. This man was like, he was living there. Like,
I was basically living there. I'm not even kidding y'all. There was a time where I was in Dylan's house for like a week.
Yeah.
Straight.
Shit's
Like,
crazy.
I was never home.
His parents would call him and be like, when you coming home? He's just like, oh, no.
But it's funny because I never really, like, during the whole, like, COVID stuff and, like, quarantine, I never really liked staying in the house. I felt like I thought too much. I started, like, you know when you're in the house too much and you start to, like, think a lot, even though it's not good, you should do it.
That's
but, like,
both of y'all. I was way more introverted. Like, I would love to stay home.
It was because I was hanging out with, you know, the boy, shout out, that boy Leo and Luis. But at the time, I had my group, you know, and how's it called? We was hanging out every day. And these guys know, I was outside every day. I was at Quince's every Saturday. Like, it was crazy. So it was very uncomfortable for me to be in quarantine and stay at the house forcefully. And then apart from that, my whole 12 years of education has been me going to school physically, sitting down in a room physically and learning.
But you know you were able to, like, well, I don't know, maybe you didn't, but even then, like, you know, the socializing part, I still was able to do. I mean, I say that I was always at Dylan's place, which is true, but I was also, like, with other friends as well.
Yeah, but that's because Emmanuel wasn't respecting COVID restrictions.
We don't have to talk about that. No, I was.
Not because everybody. Emmanuel's like, I was at everybody's house, everybody's function.
Okay.
If you know there was a party going down, Emmanuel was there. Like,
yes. No, I mean, he's not lying.
No mask, no nothing.
But hold on.
Against COVID shots at the time.
I do want to... No, I wasn't. Okay, shut up. Y'all are just making me look horrible on this podcast. Okay, to be fair, I got all my COVID shots because of his parents. His parents made me get them.
You know, people are going to get mad either way.
Well, true that.
So, yeah, for real, what is your thoughts on the vaccines? Like, I mean, we all got them, bro.
We all got them.
We have 4 of them.
I mean, it don't matter. We can still say our opinion about them. I mean,
I personally, like, I can tell you the story about how I got mine. I'm telling you, I was always at his place. So his parents literally told me one time, they said, all right, get your stuff. We're going to get the first COVID shot. And I was like, I'm sorry. Wait, what am I doing? And
I got mine. Oh, yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm not like, I don't mean it in a bad way, like, at all. I just wasn't given the option. It was kind of just like, just tag along. I was already there anyways.
I told them I'm getting it, so you're getting it.
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm dying, you die.
The last one?
Oh, the last one, the fourth one, I ended up... Did you get your fourth one yet?
No, bro. I found out that, no, I didn't. I haven't gotten my fourth one. My mom just got her fourth one. So I found out that I definitely didn't get my fourth one. I might have not even got my third one. I don't even know where my vaccine card is. I think my mom's got that shit. I think my mom's got it's because she keeps, you know, we have a little folder where we keep all the little secret documentaries, you know what I mean? But like,
I was set up for my fourth one.
how's it called?
Yeah.
When I first got my vaccine, y'all, that shit put me on my ass. I got my shit here at the pharmacy at, Wally Mart. So I was there. They pulled up. I showed them my little, insurance, whatever. I sat down. I got my first shot. I was perfectly fine throughout the whole day. The moment I got home and laid in my bed, it was like, the demon came on top of me and was like, pow, pow, pow. Like, it was like I was fighting demons, y'all. My body felt weak. I had chills. I had cold sweats. I couldn't even put blanket. Like, I was like, when you like cold and then you put a blanket on and you still cold and then you put another blanket on and then you still cold. Like, you shivering, you don't even know what to do no more.
You're like,
For real.
I was going through it, y'all. So, I ain't gonna lie. At that time, my thoughts about the vaccines was like kind of iffy because I was like, man, I don't know, but they fucking
he was
shit.
like, maybe this is not a good idea. After he got it.
After I got it. But, like, you know what I mean? I was already going through it, so I was like, I don't know. Then I heard the booster, and I was like, I already got my one. And I think we got the booster because we was heading,
we all went to... Yeah, the booster was the one that hit me.
It ain't hit me.
You all got the booster at the same time?
Yeah,
we all went.
Well, we done all got it. Well,
In that little office?
No, we got COVID tested there.
Mother Prussia? Fucking...
Mother Ross.
Oh, I went with my family. My fault. I got my booster with my family. They went together. I don't know where they went. I got my booster with my family. That one was good. I was in, what was it, Moderna? No, it was Pfizer. It was Pfizer. That one was fine. I didn't, that shit.
Someone's probably watching this like, these dumbass motherfuckers got the shot, they're gonna die early. But at the same time, it's like, you're not here for long, you're gonna die either way.
I already got him. I can't do shit about it.
If they want to control us, mind control us, it turns to zombies.
Listen, man, they did the same thing with the Spanish flu. Nobody wanted to get the flu shot at the time, and guess what? Over a century has passed now, and guess what? Now you're getting the flu shot every fucking year. So what's the problem?
True that.
What's the problem? Motherfuckers was like, nah, the Spanish flu this, bro. You getting the same flu shot that they was denying back in, like, centuries ago. So, tomato, like, get over it. Go get your fucking booster shot. Go get 40. You want to travel? Go get your fucking vaccine. Oh, no, man, I don't care. Nah, I'm playing, y'all.
Oh my God.
You have your own opinion. Again, if you want to get vaccine, go for it. If you don't, vote 2024. But listen,
but for Emmanuel, I set him up to get his 4th shot. Did I tell you about this?
No, I haven't heard about this.
So I ended up getting my COVID shot with my family, and I really didn't want to get the last one because I already got 3. Why the fuck do I need 4? And I was just like, fuck it. If I get it, I'm gonna tell Jose to get it.
Well, no. Well, hold on. We had gone we had all gone together the first time, but it was closed. Remember?
Oh yeah, but he wasn't scheduled for it. And
I did. I had scheduled it last minute.
Yeah, but a different Walgreens.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a different Walgreens. No, yeah, but then he had to end up. I was on my own. Like, I went home and stuff. He had gone the next day.
The next day, I went with my sister, and it was still closed. Yeah, it was fine.
Maybe that was a sign, like,
and
he
then,
shouldn't get the vaccine, but he still went.
And then, I think the following night, I went with my dad, and we got it, but I didn't tell Emmanuel. I just told Emmanuel, you trying to get your COVID shot? And he was just like, yeah, what time? And what day? And I was just like, oh, you're putting up tomorrow? We'll just do it tomorrow. And he was just like, okay. And we set it up with the schedule on the website.
So, motherfucker, you had a choice.
No, he didn't know. I didn't tell him until
Well, the thing is, I was only doing it. I mean, at this point, I've had 3. What's the 4th? So, he had told me he was just like, you trying to get the COVID shot, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go tomorrow to his place, anyways. Like, sure, he's probably gonna tell me about it. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, what time? And he told me the time. Pulled up, and then
he had an appointment.
No, he actually. How was it? Oh yeah, I pulled up, and then we immediately left. And then we got there, and I was like waiting, and Dylan tells me, he's like, I already got the shot, by the way. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, like, I already got it. I got it a couple days ago with my dad. And I was like, then what the fuck am I doing here? And then he was like, if I have to get it, you do too. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay. So
I don't regret nothing. Y'all can cancel me or anything. I don't care.
So there I am, just sitting patiently.
Hey, at least he got his 4th one though.
I mean,
And he has to get another one next year and another one next year. And then, that's just how it is with the vaccination shit. But listen, we're going to get straight into it. That was quarantine. Listen, I hope y'all been doing good. It's been 3 years, y'all, and a lot has happened within 3 years. This shit happened within 3 years.
But
music been coming out, for a minute. So we got shit rolling. We are now doing better. I was able to get my diploma. I was out that bitch. We in the Puerto Rico, went to Tennessee, Florida, all that. Look, we had our fun, y'all.
But at what point did quarantine hit for y'all? At what point were y'all like, oh my god, this is really happening? Like, what did y'all see?
When my counselor called me, talking about she was worried for me.
Oh.
That's when it hit me.
Really?
Yeah, that's
You're
when
like,
it
oh
hit
shit,
me.
we really in this.
Yeah, because I've always been a distracted kid at school, y'all. I think school-wise, that's what affected me. Because, damn, I was about to...
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Nah. But, guys, again, I was so used to, like, going to school all my life that, like, when we did the whole virtual learning, that shit was horrible for me, yo. I was always a very, like, social kid. Like, I needed to talk. I needed to ask questions. Not that I couldn't ask questions during the Zoom calls, but, bro, when you have a TV, or at least for me, when you have a TV and you have, you know, a lot of things that can distract you in your household, are you really going to be paying attention, you know, in class? Like, I can tell you right now, these motherfuckers weren't paying attention in class. It was on FaceTime. They even told y'all. So, like, I mean, like, for me, it was more difficult because if I'm distracted, I don't do well. Mm-hmm. You know, for a lot of people, they can get distracted and they can do their shit nice and fine. But I needed, like, knowing myself, I need to sit down somewhere and, like, pay attention. That's just how I've always done it. Like, and how's it called? I've always had a little bit of struggle in school with certain, certain subjects and stuff like that. And so, again, I was so used to going to school, like, all my life that when the virtual learning hit me, I was failing, y'all. Like, I was losing, like, apart from losing, like, you know, your peers and stuff like that, because you didn't really talk to them, because most of them had their cameras off and shit. You barely saw faces. Like, and then, like, the teachers would barely teach. Or, like, if they did talk, they would teach for, like, 30 minutes. Like, you wasn't even getting your whole hour and 30. You were getting, like, maybe 30 minutes of, like, class time. And if you didn't understand the fucking homework, boom, you gotta send an email, wait for the teacher to reply to you, and, like, within 2 days and shit. And then by that time, you're back.
But did your teachers never give you their phone numbers?
No, it was always Zoom and emails.
Was this normal for us?
I only got one teacher's phone number.
What?
See, that's what I'm saying. He had
different, like 4.
because he was asking questions. In a way, I was just fuck it, you know, it's whatever. It's
I didn't get that phone number to the end of the year until I graduated.
I got doing memes. Yeah.
Anyway, that's besides the point.
Yeah,
like, listen,
That's
my
like
counselor,
so much bleeping. You
my counselor called me and she was like, "Hey, Carlos, I'm very worried about, you know, your grades. We've been looking through your whole grades throughout the whole high school years and the whole, you know, your middle school years, and these are not the grades that we're used to seeing, you know, like your grades are so much different in all these other years than right now. Like, by far this has been," and she told me straight up, she was like, "By far this is the worst year of grades that you've had." And, you know, I was around Jose's, you know, percentage. I was in the 30s, 40s. I was failing.
That was one class. Hold on.
I was failing. I failed my whole semester. Like, my whole semester, I failed, yo, because, like, again, it hit me so hard. I was stressing. And, you know, at the time I had crazy ass anxiety and stuff like that. I was breaking out and shit. It was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. And that phone call woke me up and said, hell no. And one thing that I would never forget is that back then in the yearbooks, I don't know if AB Tech did this, but in the yearbooks, if you failed, they're not going to put you in the pictures with your grade. They're going to put you with the grade lower. So, like, if I was a 12th grader, right, let's say, and I failed all my classes through the whole year, they weren't going to put my picture with all the 12th graders. They were going to put them with the 11th graders. Now you're going to look like an old motherfucker with all these little motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Like,
but
hell no. So that always...
Kids nowadays look old as fuck.
That is true. That is true. So that always stuck with me, and I said, hell no. Hell no. I got to get out this shit, because I got to get out this shit. Like, it was said and done. My parents were already telling me, like... And at the end of the day, like my parents said, do it for yourself. You don't got nothing to prove to us. We already have a house. We already have shelter. Like, we already did our shit. Prove yourself. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't know why it took me so long to prove to myself. I take blame for that, because that was my responsibility to, you know, step up and do the best for myself. But sometimes you just need that little, like, push. You know what I mean? And so that's what it took. It was that counselor phone call, and that's when it quarantined and the whole COVID shit started happening. And it was fucking me over quick. But I think most importantly, I was just worried about, you know, finishing my school.
What
That's
point?
fair.
What point did quarantine hit you?
I think for me it was going to stores and being like told you can't come in unless you have a face mask on, like because it's that serious. And then hearing, oh, actually, it still aligns with this, but it was hearing one of my parents' friends tell my parents that their sister had died from COVID.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is, like, I didn't know that friend like my parents do, so obviously I didn't really like, oh my god, I'm sorry, but I still feel bad for her, but my parents did tell me like, you have to like be careful because like this you can bring this type of like disease or this is a disease, right? Yeah, into the house because so and so's sister just finished dying because of COVID.
That's horrible.
And I was like, I know them. I don't know them like that, but I know who they are, and that was real. Where like someone lost their loved one, and I was like, oh shit. And I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying I was responsible about COVID, but I was also not.
And again, that's just my personal opinion, y'all. For the people that say COVID wasn't real, I mean, you seen it, y'all. People are dying because of this shit. It wasn't just because they, out of nowhere got sick.
We gotta talk about when we got COVID, though. Hold on, well, we've had it several times. Well,
Motherfucker, you gonna let me finish my shit, bro? And you like, first we gonna talk about, like, bro.
He's giving like a sentiment about people who have gone
Like,
through
bro,
that
like-
issue with COVID.
I'm sorry.
And Emmanuel's over here being like, hold up, but we gotta talk about the crazy ass story of us. Like y'all can't wait for this shit. Like,
Listen, all I was gonna say is, look, for the ignorant people, and yes, I say ignorant because it's like, I've seen it, I've gotten the fucking COVID, I've gotten tested for it, I've came out positive, I've missed weeks of work because of that shit,
but the thing is, it's not that people don't think COVID doesn't exist. They're saying,
No, there's
It's being-
people that
it's
have
not-
told me, nah, that shit's
but,
fake,
but,
that
but,
shit don't like,
but like the exaggeration of it. They're saying it's like the flu.
So to what certain extent is not exist? And what would be, like, put yourself in their shoes.
Like
And you
it shouldn't be a pandemic.
like it should just be like.
It should be like, oh, it's just a
warning.
flu, it's a cold. Why are we taking it this seriously?
I don't. I mean,
And it's like it
that's-
doesn't affect me. It's like it's for old people. It's an old people disease. Like why the fuck do I need to like
Mhm.
quarantine them, not me?
True.
Like this pandemic isn't real.
Well, I mean, but
they're
that-
using it for like
Yeah.
That is
like
true.
what's it called? To like they're trying to fix society or something. Like it's Illuminati.
It almost, and this gonna like sound very like, this gonna contradict what the fuck I just said, but I was about to say, it almost sounds like everything was planned. But we're not gonna go into that shit.
Let's
Listen,
let's not go into that.
No, we have to do a lot of research. For
Yeah,
that.
we gotta know our shit before we go in there and start talking crazy.
But Emmanuel,
go ahead, Emmanuel.
Since he's so like,
Since you want to take the spotlight, now
Oh
I'm
my
playing. Look, today, this episode's gonna be called "Hating on Emmanuel," and then it's gonna be like slash.
God. Okay, so there was this one time when. Okay, hold on. I feel like I'm gonna cancel myself.
Bro.
But it already happened. Fuck. I'm still here. Everybody's good. But what's it called?
Now you're gonna give them even more reason to cancel.
No, so this was during summer. This was like June of last year, and we had been planning to go to the club as like this one group. We had been
dig us in the hole.
What?
You're like we're planning from the start of COVID.
Well, no. It was not
not
the beginning of COVID. This was just a plan. We like planned it a week in advance, and we had said, or like whatever. But we had said we're going to the club so and so day, and we were all like bet. Everything was chill, and then I get sick. I got sick. I was just like, well, the thing is,
Like a few days before.
Yeah, he didn't even tell us, or
I
he didn't
got-
tell me.
I got sick.
He didn't tell me.
No, but remember how we got sick?
No, I don't.
No, actually, I can't say that.
Say
But
what?
huh?
Say what?
How we got sick?
We was
passing
passing
around
that shit.
pens.
Boy, was
But-
a whole joint.
Well, even if he bleeps it, even
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
you can
bleep
bleep
it out, they're gonna see your hand go like.
Oh, it don't matter.
Listen, y'all,
But-
we're smoking the joint, y'all. Look.
And what's it called? Yeah, we were all together, and what's it called? I ended up getting sick. I was like one of the first ones to like feel it, and I was like, "Yo, why does my chest hurt?" Like, I literally felt like I could only take like half
Because it was
breaths. No, yeah, for real. No, I was at home, and I was like, I woke up one day, and I was like I could not take a deep breath. And I was like, yo, why does like my shit hurt? Like I almost thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. and my throat was killing me. I had a headache. My body was aching, and I was like, bro, like my body fucking hurts. Like I don't know why I'm like feeling like this. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just sleep it off. I'm gonna stay home, whatever. Did that, and then the next day I felt fucking worse. The next day was the day of the club, a Saturday. And I told myself, I was like, you know what? Get the fuck up, go to the gym, and, you know, work this shit out. So I went to the gym, and it wasn't busy, but it wasn't busy. And
Did you wear a mask?
I did. I actually did. I know, shocker. But no, I wore a mask. I did wear masks. No, I wore a mask, and I was working out. I was there for about 10 minutes. I did not stay there longer than 10 minutes because I was on the treadmill and I literally felt like I was going to pass out, like, on that shit. And I was like, fuck it, I can't go. Like, I can't be in the gym. I left, went home.
Oh, but he can go to the club.
And hold on. And then they started texting about the club. They were like, who, like, where are we pulling up? Like, who are we taking? So and so, whatever. And we ended up taking my car. And I was driving. I felt good to be awake. Like, I wasn't putting anybody in danger while driving or anything. I was good to be awake. I just didn't feel good. Like, I felt like I was so fucking sick to the point where I was like, yeah, like, my body feels just weak, you know? But,
He didn't tell us
but I
none of this.
never told them anything.
He didn't tell us
Because
nothing.
I didn't think it was COVID. I just thought it was like some, like, I mean, when I get sick, like, bad. So even if it's just like a sore throat, like, my whole body reacts. And I just thought it was like the flu or some shit, which I still should have told them, hey, I'm sick, but I didn't. And
So what y'all think he was doing during COVID? Come in here with
no, but what's it called? We go to the club. It's a lit time. You know, we're having fun. COVID out the fucking door. I suddenly did not feel it. I was having fun time. You know, we were drinking drinks, whatever, and just having a good time. And we come back. We go home, and then the next day, who was the one that said it? I think it was me. I think it was Carlos.
I was taking it. I woke up, y'all, and I went, you know, I don't know about y'all, but every time I wake up, I had to go take my shit. I'm sitting in that toilet, and out of nowhere, like, something's off. Like, my throat's a little itchy. You know, like, when it's itchy and, like, you start to stress because you can't, like, scratch the inside of your neck. Like, you can only go like this and shit. My throat was itchy. This part of my head felt, like, congested as fuck.
Right here.
Chest was tight.
Oh yeah, chest was very tight.
Yeah.
I'm texting these motherfuckers like, which one of y'all motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Jose! Emmanuel, my fault. Emmanuel! What does he say? He was like, oh yeah, my fault, y'all.
Oh, yeah, I took a COVID test.
He goes. He says,
I know.
no, I took it first. Cause y'all
You
didn't
did
want to
take a COVID
Y'all
test.
didn't want to take
Nah,
it.
because I didn't think I had COVID, because come on now.
Like, they were saying
if
for
somebody
2
has
days.
COVID, your job is to be like, hey, I got COVID. This motherfucker ain't say not a
Because he
word.
didn't get tested, but I got sick maybe 2 days after they did, and I went to go get tested because I think we had to work, or my dad had to go to
Your
work.
dad. It was
and
your
my
dad.
And my dad told me, oh, here's a test, so like take it. And so I put it in my mouth and everything.
It's over in your nose.
Oh yeah, isn't it?
It's like what?
No,
You savoring that shit.
And was it called, like 20 minutes later after the results come in, it was positive, and I texted motherfuckers being like, hey yo, I got COVID, y'all go get tested.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, we still didn't know it was like Emmanuel. Maybe he told Carlos, but he didn't tell me.
I didn't say shit.
And then he said, and then he texted some.
Y'all.
I was already feeling sick like 2 days
Yeah.
prior to the club, so it might have been me, my fault.
Bruh.
I was feeling like shit.
So,
And then my shit came back positive, and I was like,
but his shit was already going down at that point.
no.
Yeah, it was.
It was like,
you said
I was like, the peak had already gone, but it was like, I still had 4 more days. Because I was in quarantine for
Well, yeah,
almost
you
a
got
week.
quarantine, but I meant like your shit was already going down. Like,
Oh, yeah.
your quarantine started, but your sickness was already
It
gone.
was already there. Yeah. But
Point is, man gave us COVID. We all got sick, and we was all feeling like shit. I was at home. I was shivering. I was quivering. I was all that shit, bro. Like you name it. Like I was going through A through Z. I was hurting every day for like 4 days straight. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe like the first 2 days it was hell, But like third, fourth day, I started coming back to my own senses. You know, I lost taste. I lost sense of smell.
I lost taste for like 3 months.
I lost.
Bro,
Oh, no,
I remember he kept bitching at me for like the 3 months straight because he was like, damn, I still can't taste. I'm looking at him like, you still can't taste?
Yeah, I remember that.
He was like, I swear I can't taste. Me and Dylan, we at the time McDonald's McRib came out. What happened? We got COVID. We lost taste.
Couldn't taste the
And
shit.
it's a limited edition.
It was
like-
limited edition. It was the last day of the last McDonald's McRib right there, y'all. I ate it, but I didn't get to taste shit. I was mad. Why? Because of Emmanuel.
I mean, it's funny to laugh about now.
It is.
But it was, yeah.
But do y'all feel like y'all lost, or do y'all care that y'all lost connections throughout quarantine?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like I don't, because this is like, I feel like the connections that did stay, if anything, they got stronger. And like, yeah. I feel like they got stronger.
I definitely gained connections, and I definitely got a strong connection, but I also miss my boys. You know what I mean? Like, I also lost a little bit of connection with my past groups and stuff. Because I used to be very close to a lot of people. And I still am close, you know. If I see them around outside, I'll say hey and stuff like that. But it's just there's people that I used to kick it like every day and stuff like that. And like to this day, I think about it. And I wish y'all doing good. You know, I hope y'all doing good. Just know the boy misses y'all and stuff like that. But I definitely lost some connections that, you know, I wish I could have kept, you know, tight and stuff. Sometimes shit happens and, you know, you gotta kind of move on.
How different do y'all think y'all would be if quarantine never happened?
I would, honestly, I don't think I would be in, like, healthy friendships at all.
I don't think this would have been possible.
Because
Yeah, I don't think this would be it.
this wouldn't, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think the three of us would be as close.
Yeah. That's
I
fucking
don't
crazy.
think so.
I'll probably still be with my, well, who knows? Because I think that my friends moved because they had to, but I don't know.
For me,
I definitely still would be different though.
For me, I think that I was the opposite. Like, I'm kind of glad I didn't stay with those connections because, like, you know, like Dylan said, it was like, my connections that I have now have strengthened, like, a lot, and to a point where, like, I'm happy now. And the connections that I had when we were still in school were problematic, to say the least.
Yeah, I definitely got to see a lot of people's true colors.
Yes, exactly. Well, I was
Definitely.
already seeing people's true colors.
Yeah, like
And
yeah,
that's
right.
why I wasn't doing good.
Senior year,
Like-
I was already pushing out like a lot of people out. Like literally, like I said, y'all. Since that shit hit me, yo, like I started pushing a lot of people out,
Well, the thing
and I
is,
felt like
I feel like once quarantine started, like, for the most part, the people that I had around me were already driving for, like, some sort of success, or were, like, already looking for, like, not the bullshit that, like, happens in school, you know? Like, they were actually looking forward to doing things with their life, going to college, you know, starting businesses, working on things like this, like content and stuff. So for me, it was like having such a smaller circle was more beneficial to me. You know, I was like, yeah, I don't have to have that bullshit that, you know, that person's bringing, or I don't have to be in the same room as the one that's talking shit. Like, I don't have to, like, do any of that. The closest thing I have to them is a screen where I see them every day for 30 minutes instead of being in a building for 8 hours with them, you know? And that just, like, that would, for me, it was so much better. Like, I was able to release myself from that energy, or, like, from that, like, company, you know? It was just, like, for me, at least, it was not healthy at all. Like, some of the people that I was around. And I'm really glad that I'm out of there.
And so, yeah, definitely gained a lot of connections. As I can see, you know, I got two of my best buddies right here, you know. And I gained a connection with, I got a pet during quarantine. Not really, I just got this motherfucker like last year. Quarantine been over. So, you know, definitely I met my lady during quarantine. It was like the ending of 2019. Me and her started dating like the beginning of like 2020. So like that was new.
Engagement already coming in.
This man, brother. Anyways, y'all, listen. Speaking of engagement, y'all, I hope, you know, for Valentine's just passed, you know, I know the past episode we talked a little bit about Valentine's questions, you know.
They're probably
again,
like, this is the end of March.
like
shit.
it's the end of
For real.
March. But listen, I hope y'all had a great ass time these past couple months, because, yeah, it's been a lot, y'all. But definitely quarantine was one of those big ass moments where it like changed a lot of shit, and we, like I said, we made shit like this happen. But I feel like it affected us in every, like, each individually in a different way. You know, some of us benefited. Some of us, you know, lost a little bit. Some of them won. I mean, there's people that was flipping packs. They were buying like shit ton of masks.
Some people got rich.
They were selling that shit, and now they millionaires. You know, a lot of shit happened, yo. It was so crazy. It was so crazy. The news, and then like every week there was like a new virus coming out. It's like everybody was losing their shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like after like a good month of like COVID, like you scroll through your app and it's like, oh, a new virus has just been found. I'm like, damn, like what's going on? And you know, to this day, they just now like revived the zombie virus.
I saw that.
Like,
shit.
what the fuck?
Bro,
Like, what are y'all doing?
Fucking with that shit.
What are y'all doing? And then I was reading the other day that they were trying to hatch a dinosaur. Like, what are we doing?
Mammoths next year, I think.
Yeah, like they're trying to bring back. Like, bro, why? Like, why? Like, what? You know, yeah, it's a beautiful existing creature, but like, why?
Did you hear about the robot that like they had to kill because it was starting to feel?
Yeah, but that's happened multiple times.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying is like, I know it obviously can bring a ton of money in some sort of way, like it's a business, but why the fuck are we doing shit like that? Like
I feel like we're just trying to like
kill ourselves.
I don't know, that's where it's gonna lead to. But I feel like people that do this type of electronic technology, I feel like we're just trying to keep advancing. Like, we're not trying to move back. We're just trying to keep advancing. And by, you know, doing that, we're trying to create these new, you know, shortcuts in a way, right? You know, LA has the little self-delivery robots that just cruise down the fucking walkway.
I feel like, but that's different because I feel like those are Well, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, we're coming up with different technology.
Yeah.
Like, every day. Like, I didn't even know those existed until I saw them on fucking Instagram and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have that shit around here. Like,
I like those, though. Like, I can tolerate that,
Mhm.
you know? But something where I can communicate with it and it legitimately, like
starts
give me an
responding to
answer.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all feel like we'll find any more discoveries within the Earth that will like be mind blowing?
Yeah, definitely. But we didn't even finish like exploring those seas. The ocean.
Okay, I was gonna say that. Like, it's crazy because we already have so much going on up there, you know, like in space. So,
fucking crazy, bro.
like, I'm like a small believer that there's like a world somewhere down there, like in the ocean. Like, honestly, and I'm not even saying this like in some like dramatic shit, but like after watching,
There's a documentary coming out of that.
Really?
Yeah, it's called The Little Mermaid.
Shut your bitch ass up, boy.
I was about to say, this movie that's out already. It's Avatar Under the Water. Bro.
What's that? No, what's that one movie that we just finished watching?
Black Panther?
Yes, the underwater world. I'm not even kidding. Not because of that. Like, I've already heard conspiracies about like an underwater world, and then seeing that movie, I was like, bro, we really could have like a whole world down there. I like have a small believer that there's something like humongous living down like in the ocean.
But what's stopping you from being a big believer?
Well,
Actual facts, like actual like evidence, which we have some slight evidence.
So you're more of like an evidence person. You need evidence to believe something.
Extremely. That's why, and I can say it on the podcast. That's why I'm very iffy with religion. Yeah, I'm still okay. We don't have to go into. I don't really want to go into that.
I agree on Emmanuel on that part, but again, it's very
a whole different
controversial.
topic.
Like,
But yeah, that's why I'm very.
my mom told me some crazy shit about religion too, and I was like, damn, I never thought of it like that. But shit is crazy. Shit's wrong.
Well, you can't like leave them like.
That is true. That is true. So how's it called? My mom was talking about how like, damn, we about to go into it. Fuck it. Listen, I'm kind of iffy on religion. I kind of grew up my whole life without it. You know, the first couple years of you know me growing up, I went to church. I would go to church, and it just never stuck with me, y'all. Like, I would always pull up and stuff like that. I went to youth groups and stuff like that, but I felt like when I would go, I wouldn't go because, you know, I wanted to hear, you know, God's word or something. I just wanted to go fuck around. And as bad as that sounds, y'all, like, those were my intentions.
You're also a kid.
And I'm like, that is true. And how's it called? And, you know, so when I would go to, like, you know, to church and stuff like that, I would always sleep. you know, my mom would tell me wake up, I just fall asleep and stuff like that. And then, you know, my dad started getting into like, you know, these crazy ass, like, I mean, he took it back to like BC, bro. Like, he could tell you, like, let's just say our family are kind of atheists, but you know, how's it called? I don't mind being labeled as that. That's just how I believe stuff. And again, I grew up my whole life without religion. You know, I think some of the stories that have been said about religion are beautiful. You know, my lady has told me about a couple stories and stuff like that, and I think they have very beautiful meaning, very beautiful morals. But as a part of that, I just again I've accomplished a lot of things without, you know, religion. I've done a lot of things on my own or with the help of my family. You know, I think instead of thinking, you know, what y'all would think would be God, I always think my parents. I have a different way of thinking. So, you know, if it's, you know, my mom or my dad putting food on the table, I was raised to say, thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom. Because they're the ones that cook for me. They're the ones that, you know, work their ass off to put food on that table. And so, yeah.
You know, I think, sorry, I'm going to interrupt.
You're good.
But I think very similarly too,
Mm-hmm.
with a little bit more like faith, I guess.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was more like, I think the same way.
There's another thing I was going to ask you about faith. I feel like,
and I heard this quote one time and I live by it since. Faith is just like hope. Like faith is literally just
so, like,
hope in something.
because I've had people that tell me you can't have faith if you don't believe, and I'm like, of course you can. You can have
exactly.
You can have faith,
and
like,
that's like kind of what I mean. Like faith is just a feeling that we have of hope, that like somewhere there's an energy out there that can heal whatever is going on in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, and I know that I'm probably gonna have a whole other group of people being like, "That's not what the fuck it is," you know?
Yeah.
But like, I just remember hearing that, and I was like, "That's so true." Like, it's just a group of people gathering together, like building their faith and their like hope, essentially, in hopes of like healing whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like, let's pray for we talked about this.
We did, but this is on camera.
It's off. No. Oh, yeah, that too.
No, I know we had a talk like this
Earlier today. Well, no. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying, remember when we talked about I know what you're talking about. The whole, would you want someone to pray for you if you were in the hospital, or would you want them to put medicine in your body that could possibly heal you? And there's some people that, because of their religion, would say, I need you to pray for me. But personally, I would be like, no, put medicine into me. Like, I'm respectfully, with all due respect to any religion out there, I personally am just more of a believer of science. Like, I believe that chemicals can react a certain way into my body and heal me better than some words.
That's fine. That's our good mindset. But the thing is,
well, tell them where you stand first before you go into your opinion.
Well, mine is out of the both of them, out of the three of us, I guess I'm the most religious, but I'm not like, what's it called? How would you say? I'm not like religious to the max. I bring in religion. I thank God for, you know, what the blessings He gives me. Like contrary to what Carlos says, you know, like, I thank my parents when they bring me food, but instead we say, you know, like, gracias a Dios, I thank God, because, you know, God is giving us, like, you know, the blessing of being able to work, being able to live another day, having food on our plate. Like, we're getting those blessings. It's more than just us working. It's more like, you know, like, we're getting taken care of. We're getting the blessings, like, other people out there are not receiving what we have, and we're like thankful for the opportunity we're given.
I agree with you too, because like I said, I'm the believer of what Carlos said, was well with a little bit of faith, because of my upbringing as well. I was raised basically in church. Like, my grandma took us to like every church. If they said we were having church early, best believe we were there early. Like, yeah, I was always in church. Like, nobody can ever tell me you were never in church. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. No, babe. I was in church. I was in the groups. I was in the plays. I was in the like conversations. Like, if they had parent gatherings, bitch, I was sitting there with my legs crossed, listening to what they were saying. Like, I was in church. And because of that, like, I heard everything they were saying, and I'm like, I don't see how that could happen. Or like, I don't understand how that could happen, like, scientifically, you know? Or like, I don't understand how that person was created. Like, dirt? I'm sorry, you know, like there's so many things that made me question
So many questions
throughout the years that I was just like, I don't understand how that works, you know. I'm like, I thought science could explain this, but it can't, you know. And that's why I was just like, what the heck. But because I've been brought up like in church my whole life, I like a little part of me still holds that. A little part of me still like, I know all my prayers. I know like how to pray with someone. I know how to do that because I was brought up in that like environment. So like to say that I don't know like religion that's false. I do. But the thing is, because I've grown to believe like certain things in science, and because I don't understand some things in religion, I kind of in a mix of both. Like I'm just kind of like, I genuinely believe, and I thank God every now and then whenever I feel it, you know. Whenever I'm like, thank God, like, you know, like if I work a good week, I'm like, thank fucking God, like this week was good,
right?
You know, like I worked my ass off, and or like anytime something like good, or even in moments of like distress, I'll be like, oh my God, like please, like I need the patience right now.
That's everybody. Everybody
exactly,
goes
and that's
to faith.
That is
during
yeah,
distress.
but I don't mean that necessarily just in a moment of distress. Like I said, I also reach out whenever I'm like in a moment of joy. You know, like I accomplished something, thank God. You know, and but at the same time, I'm also a believer of I work for what I have, and I obtain everything that I have with my own like willpower, not because God. My stomach. No, like I also believe that I obtain everything with my own willpower. You know, my brain is what like, you know, pushed me to do this. And I'm also like, people can't say like you don't know the struggle, bitch. I had depression. Like, you know, it goes serious.
Yeah.
Like I really had to.
He's like, shit. We could take it back to 09.
We can take it back for real. Yeah, like for real. Like I've been in all these environments to be able to talk, to be able to say, I know the struggle, I know religion, I know all this. This is where I lie, you know.
You know, I only went as far as, you know, getting baptized and stuff like that, yo. Like I said, I went to church. You know, I sat with my mom. Actually, we went with his family, and then we stopped going because I don't know, was it my dad? I don't know who. To be honest, y'all, like I can say that I don't know too much about religion. Like I've grown up with, like, you know, how's it called? Without religion, but my dad could back that shit up. Like, man, like I had funny story, y'all. Before I go into what my mom says, cause like I know we drifted away from that shit.
So, well, we still haven't even finished the question of like the death and the medicine.
What death and medicine?
Where Jose was like,
Oh,
let them into. But okay,
yeah.
let me finish quickly back, and then we'll go back to.
All right.
What it called? But for me, it's more like people will see it like this. I would want people to put medicine in me if I'm dying, but the thing is, people see it like this. You don't need the medicine if it's not your time to go. If it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You don't need to cheat death by being put like extra medicine.
Don't you think that's selfish though of your family? Like if you were put like in a position where your family has to speak for you, and they said, yeah, if it's time for my son to go, it's time. But being like having that privilege to have that doctor like put that medicine into you, that's not cheating, that's just having like benefit.
Yeah.
If that medicine will work, it was like a sign of saying like he's not ready, you know, like he wasn't ready to go, he just needed that extra support versus don't even do shit. Like if it's his time to go, it's his time to go.
Yeah, but that's not a lot of cases. A lot of cases they do put the medicine, but they still pray.
Exactly. No. But I'm saying, but there are. Like,
but there's still families that are out there, like, you know, like if it's time to go, it's time to go. Like,
and I understand that, but I feel like that's selfish. Like to have your.
But to you, that's your like your
point
of
to
view.
myself.
The other people have
I
different morals, different things. They're like, I don't need medicine. I don't need none of this. Like if I get the opportunity to live another day, then thank God. But if I don't, then it's my time to go.
That's fair.
And people see it.
And I get that.
But so, you know,
that's like one of those agree to
chances,
disagree.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But most of the time, is people get the medicine, and they're like, there's still like a low possibility to survive. But like, what's it called? But yeah, pray for me instead of like, oh, put the medicine in me, then walk away. Like,
well, no. I also want to say that like if
I don't think people are, you know, thinking about praying for me. I mean, if you're in a situation where it's like life or death, like
please help me.
Yeah, it's more of a
Yeah.
please help me than like pray for me. Like,
But
I mean,
but
But it is
exactly.
after yourself. You're not over here. It's like
But-
if no one can, if you can't be helped or nothing, you can't. There's no other thing that can be done. Then the last thing is like
It's
you
prayer.
It's time.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
understand that. And like I said, if I was ever in a position like that, like, please put the meds in me, but I would still appreciate the prayer. Like, I'm not saying,
Right.
like, don't pray for me. I'm just saying, if I had an option of one, like, only one, please put the meds, you know? Like, I'd rather choose the meds versus, in a respectful manner, versus some words. That's just the way, that's my
But
mindset.
that's the difference though.
Exactly.
You see it only as words.
Well, no,
That's
they're-
what you, but that's like
yes.
that's practically you take it as people just saying words.
well, that's just
but that's
being,
why he's saying
being
he
literal.
believes more.
That's
he,
being
he
That's
believes
what I'm
more in
saying.
the
I'm saying,
science.
but you're taking
Scientifically,
it more, you're not
the
taking
words
it as a
don't really mean nothing.
as what's it called as like I'm praying for you. You're not taking it as that. You're taking it as like like I'm just speaking to you. There's no real
Yeah,
sentiment where
because
there's
that's how-
higher power.
But you also have to be very literal of what you're saying. Is it words or is it chemicals? You know, it's like when
Well, at the end
you're,
of the day, we're gonna agree to disagree.
We're gonna
We're gonna
agree
agree to disagree.
Yes.
There's no
Yeah.
like.
and that's fine. You know, we both lie in different areas, and it's
At
completely.
the end of the
fine.
day, it's just like we can have these topics because like we all respect each other. We all know our morals.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the
there's no,
thing.
There's
we
no
were,
like you can see us arguing about something, but at the end of the day, we'll be good.
Yeah.
It's not like
yeah,
It's
it's
not
never
take it to
been to
heart.
the heart. And the thing about us three, y'all, is that we were raised by very good parents. We were raised to respect people's culture. We were raised to respect people's religion, whether
Exactly.
whether you believe or not.
we were.
You respect it. You know, if somebody tells you they believe in that,
Well, we were raised to respect each other's differences.
Yeah, I mean, we
that's
still
not-
question and we still ask each other like why,
And there's-
like,
sorry.
but we still respect that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like Jose could be like, give me a controversial topic.
No,
Give me a controversial topic.
Bad Bunny and fucking up with the Kendall Jenner shit. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. Oh my God, I could be a Hailey Bieber fan.
Oh,
Yeah, he could be a. I mean, I don't feel real like shit ruin the friendship.
that
but,
shit will fuck up the whole.
That shit fucking up some friendships on
Listen.
TikTok.
But how did it call? What my mom was saying, y'all. Back to what I was saying. So my mom questioned. She was like, whatever happened to like the water gods? You know, the earth gods. Like we used to like back in their religion culture, like the original culture, like religion, was believing in not just one god. It was believing in multiple gods. Now, you know, you read about certain stories and stuff, and it's just one person. So it's like we have completely, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I don't know too much about religion, but you know, we have completely,
These
from
are
what my
Greek
mom
gods.
told me. How's it called? We have complete. We're talking about my mom's culture though, like our culture. Because we don't. I don't know where the Greek gods were. What culture was that?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you.
Like I couldn't tell you that, but
man.
and we did have like how's it called, the god of water. We had, and it's like we don't have stories about that. Yeah, we have stories, but like there's no books written about that. So it's like what happened to that? Instead of having that one person, God, or like Exit 37.
27. Isn't this where like BP's at?
Probably. Fuck. Listen, y'all. So, moving on from that, that's just, a little personal, Listen, but I do want to ask y'all, do y'all believe in that alien life, though? That is a mystery, too. I've been hearing a lot of stories, now social media, the mother world shit pulling up. I don't know what the fuck going on, y'all. Like, what's your thoughts on, like, some call them UFOs, some call them unidentified, flying objects. And,
That's the same thing,
it's
brother.
the same thing. But listen, what's your thoughts on that? What's like...
I personally could say that there's living life.
I feel like it'd be ignorant to think that we're the only people or the only living creatures
Yeah, I feel like...
in this whole ass galaxy.
Have you guys? Yeah, like have y'all seen the videos where it's like Earth
And
then
it
they zoom
expands out.
and then it's like the planets,
And
and
then,
then it's the sun, and then it's like a
another
galaxy.
star, and then it's the
And
the
then the
galaxy,
Milky
the
Way.
universe, and then it's like multiple universes and
Yeah.
galaxies, and you're like, damn, bro, like
there's no fucking
we're
way
literally like this shit
in the world,
in the world. Like I'm not even like we're
if not smaller.
the smallest speck of light. Like it's like what Dylan was saying. Is like it has to be ignorant for it just to think that we're the only living species with like the brain
How
to
do you
like
think they look like?
create like
Bro, what if we look weird to them?
What if? No, honestly, bro. You know, there's
What if we got
theories
some,
that
like-
apparently say that
we got
aliens
some
look just
BBLs.
like us. Like
Bitch.
aliens look just like human beings. Like they don't look any different than us, bro. They look just like us.
But like BBLs though, or like
BBL, but that'd be crazy. You know, A$AP Rocky was talking about fucking a alien.
Oh, I saw
Y'all saw that
that.
would y'all like fucking aliens? Or get with an alien?
That sounds like an STD waiting to happen.
Word? I feel like they would be more clean.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Actually, yeah. Knowing some humans, yeah.
I feel like they probably look at us like, what the fuck?
And like some people's in Emmanuel's past. Shit.
Bitch, shut up.
Nah, but. Anyway, y'all, look. I do believe in aliens. I've seen a lot of fucking sightings and shit like that. You know, a lot of crazy ass shit has happened. You know, I've seen there's been like, you know, videos, Area 51. Like, what's your thoughts on like Area 51?
But before the evidence and everything, like when y'all were younger, did y'all still believe in aliens?
No.
Or did y'all need evidence for that too?
You know what's crazy? No, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not evident. I'm literally like, man, damn, bro, we got a lot in common, bro. Oh, God, bro. But I still love you too. But listen, I when I was a little kid, I used to clown my dad because my dad used to like, he was to this day, he's a big fan of like aliens and shit. Like that man, he knew like since the get-go, he knew he was like, something's odd. Like something don't, you know what I mean? Like these sightings and all this shit, like this weird ass shit. And this.
You know what I just remembered?
Go ahead.
Did y'all ever believe in Bigfoot?
Hold on, motherfucker. We talking about aliens. You see what I mean? Like, we talking about aliens. And man, like, Bigfoot, the J.
I did believe in
Bro,
Bigfoot.
Yes, I used to
Jabba
watch
the
Finding
Hutt? Like, what
No,
the
I
fuck?
used to watch Finding Bigfoot all the time, and there was a time.
And they never found him.
No, there was a time where I was like, where I used to live, there was like this forest. I think you might have gone to it. There was like this forest that was like big. It was like this big forest behind my house. I would literally, when I was like 12, I would go out into that forest.
He's like a 7-foot man.
He's
He's
just
always
little-
telling me
he's
to
just a
touch
boy.
me in his
Oh my
big-
god, no! No, but what's it called? I would always go to the forest looking for Bigfoot. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna find him one day. Never did.
In his backyard.
Yeah.
He finds a fucking grizzly bear. He's like, that's not Bigfoot. Nah, but I used to call my dad, and I used to be like, why you watching that? Because he'd be sitting down sometimes, and he'd be watching it. I'm like, well, why you watching that shit? Like, that shit, you know, weak as hell. Next thing you know, the fucking, who was it? The Pentagon? Or I don't know, who the fuck? The government released some statements, some fucking
That
files.
wasn't that long ago.
That was like last year.
No,
No,
it wasn't.
it was
This is like two years ago?
I mean, that's not that far from what
Yeah, that's not too
I
far.
was gonna say like 5 years, bro.
I don't
Not
know.
like 3 years, 2 years.
I found out they were real because they had like actual documents on it and stuff like that. Nah, that's what they're saying. Because you know how they be like to throw shit at you to distract you from an actual like main event. Like apparently my girl was telling me that the whole Bad Bunny and shit, you know, Kendall Jenner and the whole Selena Gomez was a distraction because Travis Scott got another bitch pregnant. So you know,
Was it really?
yeah, bro.
Oh.
Apparently they're saying
thought it was
that
political
that
things.
whole, I don't know about that, but they were saying that the whole like Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, all that shit was like a distraction from like, you know, Travis Scott getting another bitch pregnant. Yeah, like, you know what I mean. But listen, but for real though, like that's why I believe. And then I found out aliens was real. That shit's crazy, yo. You know, so I hope I meet them one day.
But
you
would
know.
y'all get like, imagine y'all are single, right? And like a bad.
What is it?
But what's up with you and
No.
fucking aliens
For real.
and
I'm just
extraterrestrial? Like,
asking.
he's like, would y'all get?
I don't think
freaky?
so.
Y'all some dirty motherfuckers. You like that alien shit?
Bro, A$AP Rocky would.
I know.
That's
it's
A$AP Rocky.
Oh, God,
I
bro.
feel like Kevin Gates would too.
Why would he? Oh, poor Rudy.
Man, Kevin Gates on that bullshit. He talking about peeing on
Oh, wait.
it. Man. Look, we about to go off topic. I don't know fuck. You know there's some kinky motherfuckers. And for y'all motherfuckers that watch this and y'all like this shit, get the fuck out of my podcast with your kinky ass. You know, have y'all heard of golden showers?
Oh yeah, have you got into it?
What? No.
Get the fuck out of the studio, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, golden showers. Somebody piss on you while you like...
Ew.
Yeah,
no.
I think it's like a sexual thing.
That's disgusting.
Bro, that's a sexual tendency. Like, people actually fuck with that.
Ew.
It's,
Or like drinking someone else's pee, like their intimate others pee.
No.
Like drink that shit.
I'm good.
or like shit.
Don't even.
Let-
We got shots on the chest.
This is WNT, y'all. This is the 7th episode. We bring back. Look, we got a lot of content coming up. Look, I just got a new phone, so we're definitely recording through my phone now. None of that, extra shit. So now I'm gonna be editing with no problem. Fuck this flash drive. Best Buy, I'm coming for my money. Fuck you talking about. And good having y'all. Listen, it's a little mix up today. We didn't know really what to bring to the table, but we have questions. We have topics to talk about in the next episode already. So I hope y'all been doing good. Valentine's passed like a whole month ago, but I hope y'all had a very great Valentine's, because in the last episode, I asked y'all if y'all had a good Valentine's. So, I ain't forget about y'all. I love y'all, But as always, oh, yeah. Emmanuel's song. Go ahead, one last time.
Y'all go stream from the start. The link should be down below. It's available on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere that you stream your music on. It should be there.
And look, it's about to start tuning in. Look. See that?
That's a good transition right there. Shit.
I'm keeping all that shit. But listen, y'all, like, share, subscribe, and again, hit that little ring bell on the side. Y'all know the vibes. If y'all want to see more content, do what I just said, told y'all to do. And how's it called? I hope y'all have a great one. WNT out, y'all. Episode 7. Peace.
Yeah, from the start, yeah. From the start, yeah. Man, I really should've known you from the start. Didn't pick it up, you someone breaking hearts, yeah. But I guess we better get my part, yeah.